Theories are regarded as provisional in science, never absolutely true. If someone argues that this makes scientific theories no different from religious beliefs, what might a trained scientist point out is different between scientific theories and religious beliefs? I think the key thing here is that scientific theories must be formulated in a way that leads to the ability to test them. And one could argue that it's theories that really lead to like a hypothesis that is then tested. Usually you don't. It's not too often. Sometimes people say this, but I don't want to say there's like a rule against this. But you usually don't test the whole theory all at once because a theory is broad and contains lots of stuff in it. It's a very broad framework. But many aspects of it can be tested. And usually if it's an accepted theory, have been tested. And that's really the key difference. And we're not trying to say that religion is bad or anything, but the thing to recognize is most religions have things in them, beliefs, that are not stated in a way that you could do an experiment to test it. And, they're not really meant to, in a sense. But that clearly puts it outside of what we're calling science. And again, this is not really a judgment of which is better. But in that sense, like the argument here, I think that somebody might be making is that neither science nor religion has a better claim to the truth. And maybe that's okay, because in science, we're not really claiming truth anymore. I mean, I think there was a time where people said science is the pursuit of truth, and some people still do. You'll see that out there. But in the scientific method, the method is about falsification, testing things out, ruling things out that don't work, and then seeing what emerges. But most modern physicists would say that even the best theories today are provisional and will probably be ruled out, or maybe have even a deeper explanation, and that we're still searching for that. And there's actually been kind of a shift in physics in recent years where physicists have started, it used to be that they thought, oh, we're on the verge of understanding everything. That's literally what people were saying, like maybe in the late 80s and 90s or so. That was a common belief, but now that's started to kind of erode a little bit, where less scientists are willing to make that claim, and I've read papers that suggest maybe we'll never actually get there. Anyway, let's check out the answer. It says here, all scientific theories must be formulated in a way that can be subjected to experimental verification. Established scientific theories have been subjected to repeated independent verification and could have been found to be false in any one of those. Religious beliefs generally don't satisfy these requirements, which puts them outside the domain of science. So I'm not saying like science is better than religion. I'm not saying science is true and religion is not, or anything like that. I'm just saying there's what we're defining to be within the domain of science, and there's what we're defining as outside the domain of science, and religious beliefs generally fall in that area. And I put this little note here. There's really no rule in science saying that you can't be religious. There are many scientists that have religious beliefs. There's many that I've known and respected a lot that were deeply religious, but knew how to separate and recognize that their religion was something that fell outside the domain of science, and that they didn't really bring that into their scientific activities or force that onto their colleagues or anything like that. And that's the key thing that we act, is that practicing scientists and professional scientists are able to kind of keep that separation.